segment of Pensioners
106.7 FM.
Agbarigo Nireke Ibadan, and you will be glad you did. Pensioners FM, the voice of liberation. The voice of liberation.
Time is 7 p.m. Good evening, this is the news at sunset on Pensioners 106.7 FM at Agbarigo Onireke Ibadan. I am Debbie Oluchi. First, the top stories. Sule briefs Buhari on worrying security situations in Nasarawa. Makinde urges police to treat troublemakers as criminals. Southwest wing of Nigerian Union of Pensioners rejects online registration of Osun pensioners. And in sports, Aimba makes first 400 in World Football Club ranking. Now the news in full. Nasarawa State Governor Abdullahi Sule has met with the President Muhammadu Buhari over the security challenges in his state. Governor Sule told State House correspondents after the meeting that insurgents who were earlier dislodged have regrouped at the Nasarawa-Benue border, from where they are now launching attacks on the residents. The governor said the terrorists active in the Nasarawa state belonged to a group that had been dislodged from Niger State, adding that upon a joint security operation, a lot of them were killed while 900 were arrested.
Brief him about some of the activities happening in the state. First, especially in the area of security, that we continue to have challenges with a team of Boko Haram who were settled at the border with the FCT. When they dislodged them, a lot of them were killed, some of them ran away and leave their members of the family. We took hostage about 900 members of that family into life here, including children and their wives. So during the interrogation, they confirmed themselves that they were indeed Boko Haram. And some of them say they were remnants of the Dar es Salaam group that were dislodged from Niger.
Terrorism and other forms of security breaches have fast become norm across Nigeria. The Minister of Finance, Zainab Ahmed, has said that the federal government's planned sale of public assets will benefit Nigerians and help to boost the economy. Featuring on a monitored program, Mrs. Ahmed, who is also the Minister of Budget and National Planning, said some government assets are currently moribund and provide little or no value to Nigerians in their current state. She stressed that the intention is not just funding the budget, but to also reactivate the asset for the growth of the economy.
There are some government assets that are dead that can be sold to private sector to be reactivated and put to use for the benefit of Nigerians. So the intention is not just funding the budget, is to reactivate these assets and have them bring contribution to the growth in the economy.
On January 12, Mrs. Ahmed had revealed the government's plan to sell public assets to partly finance the 13.58 trillion naira 2021 budget. Kano State government has insisted it will continue to pursue legal action against the alleged blasphemous singer Yahaya Sharif, whose death sentence by an upper Sharia court was quashed during an error in judgment. The Court of Appeal, presided over by Justice Nuruddin Sagir, who is a state chief justice, had ordered the retrial of the singer at the same Sharia upper court, but with a full legal representation. The State Attorney General, Musa Lawan, speaking after the court session, said the judgment was a victory for the people of Kano State because the appeal court now alleges that Sharia court is fully recognized by the nation's constitution and that its judgments are valid. Unknown gunmen have kidnapped the chairman of the Senior Staff Association of Nigerian Universities, Delta State University, Abraka Branch, Comrade Monday Izu. Sources said that the labor leader was abducted on Thursday night. The abduction was confirmed by the Police Public Relations Officer for Delta State Police Command, DSP Onome Onowakpoyeya, who told journalists that efforts were on to rescue the labor leader. And over to Oyo State. Oyo State Governor Seyi Makinde has urged the new Commissioner of Police in the state, Mrs. Ngozi Onadeko, to treat those creating ethnic tension as criminals. The governor, who said this when he received the new Commissioner of Police in his office, insisted that his administration was not against any particular ethnic group, but was more concerned about flushing out criminal elements from the state.
For people who are stoking ethnic tension, they are criminals and they should be arrested and treated as common criminals. And when people say things that are not lawful, that are not within the spirit of Nigeria's constitution, it is not acceptable here.
Speaking earlier, the new Commissioner of Police assured the governor that the command would not relent in maintaining professionalism in synergy with other security agencies. She also assured residents of the state to remain calm and go about their lawful businesses, as the police would do all within its power to ensure safety.
We want to police with a human face, be professional, and make sure that our visibility policing, everybody is involved, synergize with all the other sister agencies, community policing. We're enjoying every citizen. Go about your lawful business, provided you're law-abiding. You don't have any problem with law enforcement agencies.
Mrs. Onadeko is the first female commissioner of police in Oyo State. Meanwhile, several shops have been gutted by fire following a gas explosion in Nnewi, Anambra State. Although no life was lost, there was pandemonium in the area as residents and shop owners scampered for safety while men of fire services and youth in the area battled the fire. An eyewitness said the inferno was caused by a diesel-laden tanker attempting to transfer its content to another smaller tanker at a filling station on Nnobi Nnewi Road. Governor Amadu Fintiri of Adamawa, the home state of the late former Inspector General of Police Gambo Jimeta, has expressed grief over his death, saying the deceased was one of the finest of police officers. Fintiri described the late Jimeta as a trusted officer who showed his commitment to Nigeria, especially the role he played in many significant investigations. News broke on Thursday that Jimeta, whose birthplace was Jimeta in the heart of the state capital, Yola, had died at the age of 84. Fintiri said Adamawa would remain proud of its illustrious son, who made impact in Nigerian police, where he rose to the peak as IGP between 1986 and 1990. This is the news at sunset on Pensioners 106.7 FM. Now let's talk some labor and pension stories. Southwest Wing of the Nigerian Union of Pensioners has asked the national leadership of the body to prevail on the federal government to pay the outstanding increment arrears of pension in the country. The union also expressed worry that the federal government has not done anything about minimum pension despite a recent increase in national minimum wage. This was the fallout of a meeting of the union held in Osogbo, the Osun State capital, where the public relations officer, Comrade Olusegun Abaton, addressed reporters after the meeting. Speaking further, Comrade Abaton disclosed that the Nigerian Union of Pensioners had penned down governors of Oyo, Sokoto, Borno, Kano, Lagos, and Yobe states for award in April for being outstanding in the treatment and welfare of pensioners.
These governors have been penciled down by the national headquarters of our union to be given an award in April when we shall be having our delegates conference. The delegates conference is to usher in a new crop of the executive of Nigerian Union of Pensioners The first among them is the governor of Oyo State, Engineer Oluwaseyi Abiodun Makinde, Mr. Babajide Sanwo-Olu of Lagos State, Honorable Mai Malabuni of Yobe State, Professor Babagana Zulum of Borno State, Right Honorable Aminu Tambuwal of Sokoto State, and Alhaji Dr. Umar Ganduje of Kano State.
The union also frowned at the move by Osun State government to carry out online registration of pensioners, saying such a move would aid fraud.
Nigeria Union of Pensioners Southwest Zone frowns deeply at this gesture of Osun State government and rejects this in its entirety. The reason being this: one, it's going to be counterproductive, particularly to our pensioners who are very old and will be shortchanged in the process. Two, this could be a way by which some unscrupulous state officials could input pensioners into the payroll and later come back to say that they have too many pensioners, and as such, they will not be able to pay our pensions and gratuity.
Southwest Wing of the Nigerian Union of Pensioners also urged the national leadership of the union to activate a move to sponsor a minimum pension bill as earlier agreed. Minister of Education Malam Adamu says the implementation of a 65-year retirement age and 40 years of service approved by the Federal Executive Council on Wednesday have taken effect from January 1, 2021. The minister, who spoke at a ministerial briefing in Abuja, however, said that there would not be a uniform take-off date for all the other policies approved by President Muhammadu Buhari at the 2020 World Teachers' Day. He said that the effective date for other policies would be announced subsequently after the submission of the report of the National Coordinating Committee. Report says Kaduna State government has sacked 65 primary school teachers who were allegedly recruited illegally. Auditor of the Kaduna State Universal Basic Education Board, SUBEB, Mr. Tandat Katuma, confirmed the development today. 16 out of the 65 were among the primary school teachers that failed the competency test, but were illegally reappointed, while the remaining 51 were illegally recruited during the first and second batches of the recruitment of 25,000 qualified teachers. This is the news at sunset on Pensioners 106.7 FM. We will be right back with entertainment and sports stories. Please stay tuned. Fans have been rejoicing with blogger Tunde Ednut, who has recovered his Instagram account with his 1 million followers still intact. On his return to the photo sharing platform, Tunde shared a picture of himself with a crown on his head. Ednut's old account was disabled by Instagram on the 22nd of December 2020. The International Federation of Football History and Statistics has published the club ranking for 2020 with Enyimba International of Aba as the only Nigerian professional football club to be ranked among the first 400. Using the weighted points per game methodology, Enyimba finished second in the NPFL table in the curtailed 2019-2020 season. With 50.5 points, the People's Elephants are the 352nd best club in the world. In what comes as a surprise, Enyimba ranked about 6-time French champion Bordeaux, who finished 354th. In African continent, Al Ahly of Egypt came first, but 31st in the world. Zamalek of Egypt emerged second in Africa, but 54th in the world, while Tunisia Esperance secured third position in Africa, but 97th in the world. To end the news at sunset, here's a recap of the main stories. Nasarawa State Governor Abdullahi Sule has met with the President Muhammadu Buhari over the security challenges in his state. Oyo State Governor Seyi Makinde has urged the new Commissioner of Police in the state, Mrs. Ngozi Onadeko, to treat those creating ethnic tension as criminals. The southwest wing of the Nigerian Union of Pensioners has frowned at the move by Osun State Governor to carry out online registration of pensioners, saying such a move would aid fraud. And in sports, the International Federation of Football History and Statistics has published the club ranking for 2020, with Enyimba of Aba being the only Nigerian professional football club to be ranked among the first 400. For any information, reach us on these mobile numbers: 0812 008 6270 or 0812 188 9462, or visit us at Pensioners House at Bariko Onirike Ibadan. The news editor is Pius Nsabe. Toyasi Oladele led the production crew, and I am Debbie Oluchi. Good evening.